is Pro Tour weekend for Modern Horizons 3. We get to see the brand new metagame really settle itself into the format that we love. So I wanted to go over the article posted by friend Karsten, going over to some of the numbers. I think it's going to inform us as to how Modern is really going to settle in, and it might inform some ban discussions based on some of the registration numbers as well. We're going to talk it all, and if you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's do some analysis on this article from Frank Karsten regarding the Pro Tour. So June 28th to 30th this weekend in Amsterdam, $500,000 in prizes. You get an invitation to Worlds and a prestigious trophy. So you get to watch it at twitch.tv/magic. Here is the schedule here: Modern Horizons 3 Draft and Modern. So there's going to be a big opportunity for a lot of decks that you might be rooting for to actually get booted out really early based on draft performance. So I think this is going to be a tournament format that really favors experienced Magic players that have experience in multiple formats. Obviously, it's not just going to be about your Modern performance, because kind of based on this, based on kind of 21 years of history here, it's going to be booster draft on the mornings of Friday and Saturday, followed by 5 rounds of Modern, and then Modern is a top 8 format on Sunday. So based on your performance and all of that, you're gonna be able to go into there, and then based on the registration numbers, we probably will see a higher representation of certain decks versus the others, even if they get booted out based on performance here. So 21 years of history in the Modern format. In recent months, they've gone through a lot of change with the introduction of Surveillance and the dominance of Cascade decks, the banning of Violent Outbursts, the surprising performance of Leyline of the Guild Pack, and the introduction of Slick Shot Showa for the Cascade decks. Now, however, all these developments pale in comparison to the impact from Modern Horizons 3, bolstered by the new set. The metagame of Pro Tour breaks down as follows, this is the insane part. So Bant Nadu, 20%. If you look at the bottom of that right now, I'm actually going to change my camera as well. 4-color Nadu is about 5.3%. Pretty much 25%, a quarter of the registered metagame for Pro Tour Amsterdam, Pro Tour Modern Horizons 3 is Nadu, which I'm not sure if a lot of you are really surprised with, because at the end of the day, if you've been playing Modern, if you haven't been living underneath a rock, it's been combo centric. It's been combo everywhere. Ruby Storm is about 10% of the metagame registered at 23 decks here on this list. It has been combo everywhere. And that is maybe good for some folks, maybe not for the others. It may breed some type of bad metagames in a lot of folks' opinions, but this is where we're at with this metagame right now. And whether or not things need to change, we're not sure. I think no bans need to happen right now until we start getting these results, more league data, because the metagame really needs to settle. A lot of people are going to be making a lot of informed decisions based on the results of this Pro Tour here, and we're really going to start seeing a bias of how the metagame settles. And now that Wizards of the Coast has provided the API information for all match data on Magic Online, we're really going to start to see the metagame be quote unquote solved, because we're going to see what decks are winning against what decks in a high percentage, and we're really just going to see metagames be warped around that type of data. Data and numbers are such a big thing here, and stuff like this is so informative. I think Wizards might actually backtrack on their API access that they provided, but we'll ultimately see based on the winners data here. Ruby Storm at kind of 10%, Jeskai Control using Flage and Counter Magic, but also a little bit of the energy package as well, similar to the Boros Energy, but the Boros Energy deck is a little bit more aggressive. We have the Mono Black Necro deck, which may be a mid-range deck. There probably are some Mono Black Burn players in here as well. I mean, you see the Soul Spike, you have that kind of turn 3 potential win off of it. And you have Eldrazi-tron, which is now a prison deck, which, has the ability to Chalice on 1, which is powerful against the Nadu deck. Chalice on 2 is more powerful against the Ruby Storm deck. But again, at the end of the day, something like Trinisphere is probably what you want against Ruby Storm. So, which is why Eldrazi-tron or Prison-tron is just really popular right now. And then 4-color Nadu, again, being lumped in with Bant Nadu. I mean, you're playing Orcish Bowmasters here. You're just playing busted cards, but the Bant Nadu deck just kind of makes its mana base a little bit more concise and a little bit more all in on the combo. Boros Energy, as I mentioned, more aggressive. Jeskai Wizards, I would argue a variant of the Jeskai Control deck, a little bit more aggressive, low to the ground. Flame of Vanir is probably being played in the control deck as well. Mono Black Grief is... I have no comment about Grief. I'm sick and tired of Grief play patterns, but it's in the format. Jeskai Dress Down, I'm not too familiar with this deck. And then Gruul Eldrazi is a Through the Breach deck, and the other being the other quarter of the deck. So I would actually say relatively diverse. I mean, Nadu's pretty much out there, but other than that, we do see a good spread of where Modern is at right now. So I imagine this is going to be a pretty good Brewer's Paradise for a little bit. And especially when you come to think of it, like, we're going to see deck archetype breakdowns here. Shout out to, by the way, the Dimir Mill deck as a one of. Anyone, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyone that actually knows this person, yo, get me connected to them. I'd love to do an interview. Like, yo, even if you flub out on day one, I don't care. You know, I love the fact that you're out here on the pro tour. You got registered. Yo, hit me up. Let's do it. Let's talk some Dimir Mill. I'd love to talk about your journey getting up here. Let's talk about the experience here. So, you know, hit me up if you know this one person on Dimir Mill. Shout out to that. That is definitely someone I'm going to be following throughout the weekend here. And also Devoted Nadu right here at the bottom. This is just going to add to the, you know, kind of core of the metagame here. And so, you know, they're kind of a rough breakdown of what all the archetypes are here, which is great. This is a great read for those of you that may not have been playing a lot of Modern, have been waiting for the Pro Tour to really settle things down. This is a great description of what's going on in the Modern metagame, getting you familiar with some of the cards that you want to be looking out for. And then Modern, you know, has been evolving rapidly. We have established archetypes like Living End that fell to the wayside that, you know, are breaking in with the new cards. Mono Black Necro rose to prominence. A lot of archetypes are registering Flage. You know, 25% of the field are registering decks like that, that have Flage in them. And then in terms of the most played cards out of Modern Horizons 3, Galvanic Discharge being at the top is actually kind of surprising. A lightning bolt that does not hit your opponent and is there for removal. It really is there for the versatility, right? Because it's based on the amount of energy you pay. You can kill big planeswalkers, big creatures, stuff like that. Flage is an absolutely insane mid-range card. Like if you're in these colors, you should probably be playing Flage. It's such an insane card. Like Helix is so good. Nadu, Springheart, and Antuco, I mean, they go one and one together. And what I love about this is like the Consign Memory is an absolutely insane counterspell, but the fact that there's 20 copies in main decks is like kind of insane because it counters triggers, which is really powerful, and the replicate cost is there. But the big thing I want to highlight out of this is honestly the fact that, you know, even with the higher bar set for the existing Modern card pool, Modern Horizons 3 has a considerable impact on the format. In fact, 242 out of 243 Pro Tour competitors, competitors, there's no space here. Error. Competitors use at least one new to Modern card from the set in their deck. The following table breaks down all new to Modern cards from the Pro Tour deck list. Look, who is the one Giga Chad? Who is the one Giga Chad that is not playing a single Modern Horizons 3 card? Who is that? Because that is the biggest big brain 5-head player and you're registered for the Pro Tour. You are qualified for the Pro Tour. That right there is someone who's got bravery, who's got intellect. They smart. I really hope it's not the mill player though. You really need to be playing some Consignment Memories or Shuffling Coliseums out your sideboard. I really hope this is not the mill player. Oh, please. But I would also love to know who this is. We need to know who's not playing the new Modern Horizons 3 card. But I thought that was a fun little tip to kind of point out there. But other than that, going over some of the other cards that are really popular in the metagame right now, it's really exciting to see where Modern is ending up right now in terms of some of the cards that are really playable. Nadu is kind of yet to be seen as to how good that really is. Let me bring myself back down here. And it's really surprising where the energy package has gone up in terms of an energy generator. The narrative has been so good. And, you know, Wrath the Skies is actually a really efficient board wipe. You know, having to pay X energy. This is like essentially a 2-mana board wipe. That's what Wrath of the Skies is, right? You keep playing Tune the Narratives and Galvanic Discharges and stuff like that. And Wrath of the Skies, again, 2-mana board wipe, really powerful when you think about a card like that. And then Ral Monsoon Mage, Ruby Medallion, I mean, absolutely insane combo deck, can win on turn 2 actually a relatively good amount of the time. And then Prison Tron with Ugin's Labyrinth and Devourer of Destiny, just really good cards in general. So we have a couple more a bit more information on some of the on some other lists here, and then we also have kind of the broadcast team. So shout out to them. Got a great bunch of talented individuals here. I am really excited. Sorry, Corey is in the corner there, but I'm really excited for this Pro Tour. I'm really excited to see where the results end up, and hopefully this can inform some of the metagame decisions that we make. I'm really excited as a mill player, as someone who plays a deck that really relies on peak information as to where the metagame is to make good sideboarding decisions and mainboarding decisions, whether to play surgicals in the main, surgicals on the side, more counter spells, more extra baits, whatever it might be. I'm really excited to see where things line up so that we as an archetype, as a mill player, and also as we as modern players can really just really come down on what decks we want to build into, how we want to sideboard, everything in between. Let me know what you think about this article down below. I'm going to link it down there. Is there anything that I missed? Maybe pieces of information that I'm really not catching on to, spicy decks or something that I didn't notice in the list? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. And let me know if you're excited for the Modern Pro Tour here. And let me know if you've been excited for Modern Horizons 3.